Leslie says, I'm in a high income tax bracket. In the past, I would max out my 401k to save on taxes. When does it make sense to pay the taxes now and invest with post-tax Roth IRA money and maybe even a mega backdoor Roth IRA? Robert, you want to kick this one off?
Yeah, Leslie, you're right on track. This is probably one of the top 5 topics we discuss all the time. Do you keep maxing out the 401k or whatever you have for that retirement account through work, or do you lower it down just to the match maybe and take all the rest of your investment money and put it through the Roth IRA and build the bridge account? Because if you have all that money in the 401k and you're maxing it out and putting in as much as you can, not only are you kicking the tax man down the road, which we don't know what taxes are going to be like 10, 20, 30 years from now, we can only assume they're going to be higher. And so I just always like to cut the losses early, get the money over into a tax-free account. So I know for the rest of my life with that money, it's tax-free as it builds and compounds on itself. So that would be what I would do. I would look at the 401k, you've built it, you've got money in there, great. Only do up to the company match. Then I would get the Roth maxed out every year, but then also start looking to build that bridge account. If you look back to the episode about net worth millionaires, it might be a great one for you to watch, because it's really important to understand if all your money is tied up in a 401k or your home, you still have kind of these handcuffs because you can't get out there and retire early. You can't do what you want with your money because it's tied up. So I would definitely consider looking at the Roth IRA, getting a bridge account set up, and start going that route, because you probably have a lot of money to invest every month, and we don't want it to be all tied up in a 401k, especially because 401ks have a tendency to underperform general ETFs and index funds that we talk about, having that basket of low-cost funds to be able to build your wealth around.
I love this question, Leslie, and I think at its core, Robert is very much correct in the assumption that probably in 20 years, our effective tax rates on every single one of us is going to be higher than they have been for the last, call it 5 years on average, maybe 10. I guess what I'm trying to say here is the federal government is running an insane deficit, and the only way that they are going to turn that deficit into a positive or even just neutral, right, balance the federal spending budget, is to spend less or collect more in taxes. Spending less is really hard because once you open up the floodgates and you start spending, no one wants to turn them off, which means the only real solution is to raise taxes. Now, are they going to raise taxes on everyday people like us? Are they going to raise taxes on billionaires or corporations? I have no idea. It's a very fair assumption that taxes will be higher in 20 years than they are today. And so for me, that means I want to get as much money as possible into a tax-free account like the Roth variation of my 401k and my IRA as I possibly can. Now, it seems, Leslie, that you have been putting all this money in a normal, traditional 401k for the last several years, allowing you to bring down your taxable income today. This has probably been a good strategy for you, especially if your effective tax rate is in the 30-ish%. I mean, you're probably saving some money here. But I do want to encourage you to think about making the switch to the Roth variation that Robert talked about. I'm not saying to convert your existing funds into a Roth account. That is a taxable event. That could be tens of thousands of dollars paid to Uncle Sam just to do that. We're not saying that. We're just saying to take a pause on the traditional IRA and 401k contributions. And if your company offers a Roth 401k, open up that account, contribute to it. You definitely can open up a Roth IRA yourself and use a backdoor Roth IRA strategy to contribute to that. So there's ways that you can add after tax, right, these tax-free dollars to your retirement accounts in a way that doesn't cause you to have a taxable event like converting from a traditional to a Roth would. So Leslie, there's a bunch of ways to approach this. Just really want to encourage you to think about those after-tax dollars.